Peru News Today. All you need to know about Peru.
Peru, Ecuador, and Colombia will keep the doors open to Venezuelans and ask for international help. Ecuador, Colombia, and Peru, the countries of the Andean community, that receive a massive influx of Venezuelans, ratified today that they will maintain their policy of open doors to the citizens of that country and called for strengthening international cooperation to address this phenomenon. The member states of the CAN ratify their commitment to respect the human rights of migrants, especially Venezuelan citizens, within the framework of international conventions, community regulations and their internal regulations, said a statement issued in Lima. The pronouncement was read by the General Director of the CAN, José Aristide, at the end of an extraordinary meeting of the Andean Committee of Migration Authorities, in which representatives of the three countries in Bolivia participated. Strengthen campaigns and measures. Aristide assured that Bolivia did not sign the document because it is not a country that receives a large migratory flow of Venezuelans, but said that its representatives intervened very actively. In the statement, Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru reaffirmed the humanitarian nature of this Venezuelan migration crisis and committed themselves to strengthen campaigns and measures to raise awareness among the local and national population about the arrival of migrants. The three countries indicated that they will strengthen control and assistance mechanisms at border crossings and request the Venezuelan government to facilitate the granting of identity, filiation and travel documents for their migrant nationals. In addition, they agreed to improve their coordination to channel and increase international cooperation to effectively address this migration crisis, with the aim of continuing to provide support in a coordinated and orderly manner in the Andean region as a whole. Among the institutions mentioned were the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, the International Organization for Migration, IOM, the United Nations Refugee Agency, UNHCR, the World Food Programme, WFP, and the International Red Cross. The Andean countries also agreed to coordinate with international cooperation, in particular with IOM and UNHCR, for financing the transfer and resettlement of migrants in non-EU states. We have talked about the issue of international aid and the need for it to be managed in an efficient manner, said Undersecretary of Migration and Consular Services of Peru, Enrique Bustamante, who reiterated that the CAN countries are not going to close its borders to the Venezuelan migratory flow. Commitment to international cooperation. Bustamante said that the countries of the CAN are convinced that migration helps development and improve integration in the region, although he acknowledged that the massive arrival of Venezuelans exceeds the capacity of the recipient states. This condition requires the commitment of international cooperation, said Bustamante, before noting that this is working, but now seeks to articulate to channel it as best as possible, with the aim of helping migrants and states that they were not ready to do it. The Vice Minister of Human Mobility of Ecuador, Santiago Chavez, added, for his part, that his country has a guaranteed constitution of rights, for which his government has acted with a lot of responsibility in this matter. This is a regional problem, not a country. At the meeting of the Andean Committee of Migration Authorities, convened by Peru, the General Director of Consular Affairs of Bolivia, German Guagua, the Ambassador of Colombia in Peru, Monica Lanzetta, and the Plenipotentiary Minister of the same embassy, Enrique Ayala.
Visit at www.perunewstoday.com. Also follow on Facebook and Twitter.